Yo, 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 what's going on? How's everybody doing? Third day in a row streaming, and this is a subject that I wanted to touch upon for the longest time. How's everybody doing, man? So, I wanted to touch upon how Americans always think of themselves as bigger than what they actually are. And the subject that I wanted to touch upon is that American superstars can never reach the level of just a soccer star, not a superstar, only a star. You got the LeBron Jameses, the Wembanyamas, the Luka Doncic's of the world, and they will never reach the level of soccer superstars. So I wanted to start it with this video. Let's watch.
The World Cup or the Super Bowl?
The World Cup.
At least you guys are on it.
Oh, it's not even close. The what cup? It has to be the Super Bowl then.
Soccer's the most viewed sport in the world. I'm going to have to go with World Cup.
Obviously the Super Bowl.
As much as I love football, I'm not a soccer fan, but the international takes over domestic any day.
That's what I'm saying. This is an honest man right here. Once you get the nations involved, it's a completely different story.
Super Bowl by far. Not even a shadow of a doubt.
Super Bowl, hands down, not even close.
As an American, it's a Super Bowl.
I don't like soccer. I'm going Super Bowl every day of the week.
World Cup.
It's the World Cup.
It's the World Cup.
Billions of views the World Cup gets. Billions.
Super Bowl. We love football. This is America.
Not even a doubt in this man's
Nah.
mind right here. Not even a shadow of a doubt.
Not even a shadow of a doubt because he's a dumb man, as usual. Because they think of themselves bigger than they actually are. As you can see right here, 123.4 million viewers. Oh, that's cute. But look at compare it to the World Cup. It's a 1.5 billion. Y'all can't even fathom that type of viewership. American sports can't even touch or be in the same stratosphere as soccer or World Cup competitions. Now let's see another aspect of why soccer is better than the American sports. Let's watch. So in this graph, it tells you the length of each sport and how much it takes for you to watch a game. So it says that the American NFL typical game lasts 3 hours and 10 minutes to watch. But actually, the actual playing time is 1 hour only. So you got 2 hours of only fillers and advertisements. Now we go to baseball. It says 3 hours and 3 minutes to watch a baseball game. It doesn't tell you how much it actually takes because, of course, baseball doesn't adhere to a certain time. You got the basketball. It takes you 2 hours and 30 minutes to watch, but only 48 minutes of action. So you got so much time of it is only for advertisements and time offs. Now you go to soccer or FIFA. It takes you 2 hours to watch a game when it's 1 hour and 30 minutes of action. So you only get 30 minutes break, and it's actually the halftime between the halves. So it's good. It's good comparison when it comes to American sports, where you get 2 hours of just advertisements and time offs compared to soccer, which is nonstop action, bell to bell or whistle to whistle. And when you compare an average soccer player to any other sports and how much they actually run, look at this. A soccer player can run from 4 to 7 miles a game on average. Basketball, whereas everybody been raving about that, it's so physically demanding and needs the best athletes. You only run 2 to 3 miles. Not to mention that you take so many time offs and in one half, and you have 4 quarters where you get breaks between them. In soccer, you don't get no breaks. It's just nonstop running, and if you slack 1 second, you're dead. But compared to the other sports, they still can't crack 5 miles of running, which is football. It's supposed to be the highest running sports out of the American ones. And if you look at it, you still get 2 hours of advertisement and time offs between plays. So it doesn't compare to how actually physically demanding soccer is compared to all the American sports. So there's no comparison. Look at the size of a basketball court compared to a soccer field. You think that's physically demanding compared to an actual soccer game? Hell no. Y'all be just running from the end of the court to the other end when it's just less than the size of the penalty box in soccer, which is the area where only the goalkeeper be staying at most of the time. Right? Now we go to the influence, the cultural influence. Now you got LeBron James, who is the biggest NBA superstar there is. I don't know if you can see it, but it says that he has around 153 million. I mean, that's not too bad. It's nothing to be messing around with. But if you compare it to somebody like Lionel Messi, who is the biggest superstar in soccer, look at him. 506 million followers. It just makes it look like a complete joke when it compared to actual soccer players. And then he's not even the biggest one. You got Cristiano Ronaldo. You got like 665 million followers. It's not even comparable when it comes to the reach of these players. Now, when you look at when Messi went to the MLS, to the American Soccer League, look at this. When he went to the MLS, look at the outreach and the effect it had on them. They had like a 1,106% increase on Instagram. 987% increase on Facebook, 113% increase on Twitter. It's not even comparable. And look at the biggest, most liked posts on Instagram. Let's see who dominates these things. And as you can see, number 10 is XXX Tenacion with 33 million, right? Number 9 is Cristiano Ronaldo's post after his nation got eliminated, 33 million. You got a Wheel of a Sunset that got 33 million. 43 million for Cristiano Ronaldo when he went to Saudi Arabia to join that team. Number 6 is Messi celebrating the victory of the World Cup in his home country. Right? Number 5, him again celebrating with the World Cup trophy, but in the airplane. Number 4, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo playing a chess game for Louis Vuitton ad campaign, 42 million. And then you got Messi again with the FIFA trophy, sleeping with it in the bed. It became an iconic thing that every champion now has to take a picture with the trophy in the bed. 54 million. Now you got the meme that is very widespread that they got an egg to be the most liked picture on Instagram, but it got dwarfed by Messi when he posted that he won the World Cup. 75 million. Y'all can't even touch that type of cultural impact. Right? Now, let's compare it to the other famous sports personalities in America. Now, we're comparing Cristiano Ronaldo, and that was an old That was in 2018. Conor McGregor, 42 million. That's cute. Stephen Curry, 43 million. That's cute. LeBron James, 106 million. Oh, that's cute. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo, 340 million followers across social media. Now let's watch some Americans discuss soccer and see what they think is a better sport or a more demanding sport to play. Let's watch.
It's more endurance and stamina than basketball.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Y'all endurance is hard. Y'all have no timeouts in the game of soccer. But now with basketball, you gotta understand. But yo, running up and down, jumping, squatting, getting on defense.
Yeah.
So your endurance gotta be top notch.
How long is an NBA game?
48 minutes.
How long is one half of a soccer game? 45 minutes.
You got a point.
How big is an NBA court end to end?
94 feet.
How long is a soccer field end to end?
It's a lot. It's a lot. You got a point.
It's anywhere from 100 to 115 yards. The average professional soccer player. Yeah. He already looking for a lifeline. He's done. He's done.
He was asking for a lifeline because he couldn't reply to any points. You got 80 yards and 94 feet of a basketball court. We got 120 yards to run with. You got 48 minutes of game time. We got 45 minutes of one half of game time. Let's watch it one more time.
48 minutes.
How long is one half of a soccer game? 45 minutes.
You got a point.
How big is an NBA court end to end?
94 feet.
How long is a soccer field end to end?
It's a lot. It's a lot. You got a point.
It's anywhere from 100 to 115 yards. The average professional soccer player. Yeah. He already looking for a lifeline.
He was begging for a lifeline to save his life. He couldn't fathom it. He needed somebody to get him out of here. And the last point that he wanted to touch upon, because before that dude tried to get some help, he was asking for the average running distance of a soccer player compared to a basketball player. And you got to see it right here. 2 to 3 miles in basketball, 4 to 7 miles in soccer. And it's nonstop. No timeouts, no calling for timeouts of the coach to get you to know what play to go for next. Hell no. There's no timeouts. You only get one timeout, and that's between halves. And that's the only time where the coach gives you 15 minutes of playing plays so you can go for it in the second half. The difference. That's levels. There's levels to this shit. And you think it's just the intensity and the endurance and all that? Hell no. The fans themselves dwarfs anything that comes to basketball or any American sports. Because I'll be watching basketball games, them crowds bore me to death. Oh, let's go on the Jumbotron. Let's jump. The best fans of the game. Let's give an award to the guy who acts the best hooligan on the Jumbotron. Hell no. Compare it to this. There's levels to actually being a sports fan. Not going to a basketball game, jumping around for the Jumbotron for the fan camp to catch you. No. There's levels. Watch this.
Knowing an American basketball crowd what they do in Serbia, you'd be like, oh no, they're coming.
Look at that. Look at that. That's Serbian basketball, baby.
Bro, that's war. That's like fight night intensity. How long before these guys take over basketball?
Oh, buddy, give them another year.
Even basketball in Europe, they dwarf you when it comes to intensity. That's why you got all them European players coming here to take over. Name me the last NBA American MVP. I'll wait. You got all of them Serbians, you got all them Slovakians, you got all of them Nigerians, you got all of them Greeks like Giannis, and now you got a Canadian. When was the last time it was an NBA MVP who was American? I think it was James Harden, and that was like almost a decade ago. They're here to take over because even Kevin Durant, when he went to Europe to watch a basketball game, he was shook. He was shooken. Watch this. Did you read his lips, what he said? That's wild, man. Of course it's wild, because all you think you can handle is them playoff games where everybody be saying it's people can't handle the playoff minutes and the playoff crowds. That's bullshit. Playoff even more boring than the regular season. All I can hear them say, defense, oh, let's go Lakers. That's all they can do. Compare it to how they chanting in other countries. Look at this. And it's not just Kevin Durant. Watch any American celebrity who goes there to watch a soccer game or a football game or whatever, and see what they come back to tell you about it. Watch this. Look at old girl next to him. She was scared for her life. I'm telling you, the American sports is so commercialized, it has no soul when you watch any sporting events. I'd be fighting sleep to watch basketball, even the finals or a conference finals. I'd be fighting sleep to stay awake, watching them fans just say defense or let's go this team or let's go that team. Watch when Matt Damon went to a soccer game and how he got scared for his life when it comes to this.
Thing I've ever seen, soccer game in Argentina. I say to my uncle, can we go to this game? He gets this very serious look on his face and he's like, we can go. No women, no children. I was like, what? I saw why when we went. There was temporary fencing and police with riot gear outside. People were sitting here and people were sitting here in the two end zones because that was the distance that people could throw things and hit each other.
And this game is one of the most violent, most intense in world history. It's between two Argentinian teams, and they hate each other like it's passion. Watch when they met in the finals in 2018. Watch what happened between them, and you go tell me that American sports are the best.
dangerous, they were moved to another continent. Back in 2018, the two biggest clubs in Argentina, River Plate and Boca Juniors, were set to play in the final of the Copa Libertadores, which is the most prestigious trophy in South American football. Because these two teams share such a massive rivalry, the entire world was watching when the first game ended in a 2-2 draw. This meant everything came down to the second leg at River Plate Stadium on November 24th, but as the Boca Juniors team bus approached the stadium, the situation took a terrifying turn. Thousands of angry fans surrounded the vehicle and began throwing rocks and bottles that shattered the windows, while police deployed tear gas to control the crowd. This gas drifted inside the broken windows and caused players to start vomiting and feeling dizzy, while the team captain was even rushed to the hospital because glass flew into his eyes. But despite these serious injuries...
Did you see that? They were throwing smoke grenades on the bus. They were shattering the bus windows. People got injured. People got dizzy, and they went straight to the hospital over this game. And you think this is a game? Hell no.
Officials initially tried to force the game to start anyway. They delayed the kickoff 5 different times, even though the players were physically unable to play, and the locker room was in complete chaos. Eventually, the match was called off for the day, but the violence continued to escalate until the football leaders decided the game could no longer happen anywhere in South America. But what they decided to do next shocked the entire sporting world. Instead of playing in a nearby city or a different stadium in Argentina, they moved the final over 6,000 miles away to the Santiago Bernabeu in Madrid, Spain. On December 9th, 2018, the biggest match in South American history was played in the middle of Europe, where River Plate ended up winning 3-1 in front of 62,642 fans. And my next video is about and watch the difference between American fans and Europe fans. This is supposed to be the NBA Finals or something? Everybody quiet as fuck? And in basketball games, they literally have to blast music on the top level because everybody be quiet. Like even when they're running a play, you have to play loud noises and music and whatever to get the crowd going. That's how boring sports in America is. Let's jump ahead a bit and watch. Oh, this is supposed to be college basketball, where they told me that it's the most intense in the country, where people go crazy for their colleges. This is the best that you guys can offer. Let's sit your goofy ass down. Look at them; they even can't do it in sync. Watch this again. Hold on. Let me play it one more time. That's the biggest height that you can reach? That. Just dancing to a song and doing hands up or whatever. That's the biggest height that y'all can reach. That's the best fans in sports in America. That's the best they can come up with. Now look at this compared to sports fans in other countries. Now imagine that type of atmosphere in actual playoff games in America, where the fans chant throughout the whole game. You can do it, but you're just too lazy because America is too commercialized for that type of actual passionate basketball fans. Look at the start of the game in this clip. Watch this. That's to tell the other team, we're not playing no games. You're coming here to die. You're here to die on the floor. Look at the fans before even the kickoff of the game. Do you think any American player can handle that type of atmosphere? That's why you got the European players coming over to take over, because ain't no pressure that can break them down, because the biggest pressure that you can give them is this bullshit right here. These goofy ass motherfuckers who can't even do it in sync. That's the I can't even entertain this bullshit. Look at this. Compare it to this. Can you see the difference? I'm going to play it one more time.
Thank you. show your patriotism and continue a Cleveland tradition as we ask the best fans in the NBA to sing our national anthem once again, led by Jessica Ruiz.
Cleveland, please join me in singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see?
Man, shut up. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Watch this. This is y'all best sports crowd you got to offer. The college basketball fan. This is the best you can get compared to this right here. Because these people, when they go to a sporting event, they're ready to rep the city. They're ready to die for the city. And it's not hyperbole, because I actually played the footage that people were dying in these sports events. Watch this.
Moved to another continent. Matches that were so dangerous, they were moved to another continent. Back in 2018, the two biggest clubs in Argentina, River Plate and Boca Juniors, were set to play in the final of the Copa Libertadores, which is the most prestigious trophy in South American football. Because these two teams share such a massive rivalry, the entire world was watching when the first game ended in a 2-2 draw. This meant everything came down to the second leg at River Plate Stadium on November 24th. But as the Boca Juniors team bus approached the stadium, the situation took a terrifying turn. Thousands of angry fans surrounded the vehicle and began throwing rocks and bottles that shattered the windows, while police deployed tear gas to control the crowd.
It became a riot when the other team pulled up to the city. It turned into a whole riot.
Gas drifted inside the broken windows and caused players to start vomiting and feeling dizzy, while the team captain was even rushed to the hospital because glass flew into his eyes. But despite these serious injuries, officials initially tried to force the game to start anyway. They delayed the kickoff 5 different times, even though the players were physically unable to play, and the locker room was in complete chaos. Eventually, the match was called off for the day, but the violence continued to escalate until the football leaders decided the game could no longer happen anyway.
They had to move the whole game to a different continent. Not a different city, not a different stadium in the country. No, a whole continent.
Decided to do next shocked the entire sporting world. Instead of playing in a nearby city or a different stadium in Argentina, they moved the final over 6,000 miles away to the Santiago Bernabeu in Madrid, Spain. On December 9th, 2018, the biggest match in South American history was played in the middle of Europe, where River Plate ended up winning 3-1 in front of 62,642 fans. And my next video is about an injury.
62,000 fans in the stadium. The best you can get is like 15 in a basketball stadium. Watch. Basketball and American sports could never reach this views. Super Bowl, the biggest event of the year, it's only famous for the halftime show. That's what it is. Y'all only excited, and the whole culture around it is who's going to do the halftime show this time? What they going to do? What kind of songs and what kind of performance they're going to give? Instead of the actual sports. Look at it, 1.5 billion compared. Y'all can't even fathom this type of these levels. It's levels to this shit, motherfuckers. Ah! Now I'm done. I think I have said my piece. Y'all can't even have the balls to come up the panel and debate this bullshit with me. Right? So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna be waiting for the OKC and the Spurs game, right? I'm gonna be watching and see how even boring in the game 7 they can be, and see if flopping without the actual ethical hoops can win. So I'm gonna see you in the next time, hopefully in the post game of the Spurs versus OKC. Hopefully the Spurs and the French alien comes out on top. Peace.